What up, everybody? This is Jason, Zombie Collector. I haven't said that in a couple years, but I was told recently that the YouTube Hall of Fame is in full effect, and as one of the members of the YouTube Hall of Fame, I feel like it's my duty as Jake, the Ticket Leprechaun. Now I think it's Legends Never Die on this channel, said that we should participate, and I agree. I agree with that sentiment. So I wanted to go ahead and put my 10 best channels, in my humble opinion, into the cap, so to speak, and let their names be pulled out if they get enough votes. Great. If they don't, then at least you know that I was thinking about you. I believe I was in the class of 2021 with lots of controversy. People who know me in my channel in the olden days, now I don't go by Zombie Collector anymore. I'm X Invictus X, really just Invictus with the X's on the front and the back end of my name. I've changed my approach to the channel. As most of you all know, if any of you all even know, I do wrestling cards and physical media stuff now. This is not about me at all. I just want to let people know where I'm at and why my name might look different. If you come to my channel by accident or on purpose to see what I say about these 10 channels. And so, you know, a little bit about me and how this came to be, so to speak. But I appreciate, I watched the video of Jake. I had a few people I'm still friends with in the community reach out to me recently. I was like, hey, this is what's going on. Maybe you should participate, or what do you think? And I'm like, you know what? I think I took last year off, if I'm not mistaken. I just was over it. But this year I do want to participate and shine some light on some channels. Now, I probably will have 5 people who watch this video because I'm not really participating in any capacity with the current community that is happening right now. But with that being said, I went through everybody here. Jake and everyone has all been here for 3 years, and there's not in the YouTube Hall of Fame, at least not that I'm aware of. I went through the list, checked it twice like Santa Claus, and here is the list. First up, Hardball Crazy, 232 subs. Hardball Crazy, awesome guy, and just a stand-up dude. He participated on my channel a ton. Back in the day, he was one of the only guys I can remember who'd been with me from the beginning, or close to the beginning, it felt like, and always was just commenting on my channel, which I greatly appreciate. He was, you know, up to the end, so I'm very appreciative of him doing that for me. He was such a kind guy, so you know, I want to make sure I reached out to him. And if I'm not mistaken, his name's Derek, and I am sorry if I don't remember. We haven't talked in forever, but I wanted to double check. And Hardball Crazy is my first one. Next up is BD Kane 721. Towards the end of my career on YouTube as a YouTube sports card channel, so to speak, I was hanging out a lot with BD Kane 721. I was helping him do some breaks he was doing. And he was another classy guy from the get-go. And all these guys are still continuing doing content, by the way. I didn't want to pick somebody like myself who hasn't really participated in the community, so to speak, and then, you know, vote for them. And they haven't had a chance. They haven't done a video on sports cards in a year. It doesn't make sense. But BDK 721 has 827 subs. He has my vote. He's always a stand-up guy. I believe he's out in San Diego. He's a Padres fan. I don't hold that against him. But he was another classic guy, classic and classy, you know. I don't want to say he's too much of a classic, because that sounds more like a car. But anyway, he's definitely a classic guy. Wanted to make sure I throw some support his way. So I just want to let you know about BD King 721. Next up, I'm all about the investments. So that's Sports Card Investor, 223,000 subs. I mean, how is he not in the Hall of Fame at this point? I mean, he has investor in his name. I mean, isn't that what the community's all about now? Investing in cars, flipping cars, making money off the backs of the old timers that have been here forever, sharing their knowledge with everyone, bringing the young guys in, and then having those guys stab them in the back and invest on those cards and flipping those cards, trying to buy low, sell high. It's all about RBGs and RBIs and PIAs and, I don't know, turnarounds, and I don't even, all those cool acronyms and just cool three-letter words that mean something to somebody about investment and bulls and bear markets and all that stuff. So Sports Card Investor has my vote. Next up, John's Sports Card and Collectibles, 6,540 subscribers. John is another great guy in this community. He likes to stir the pot. He actually also was one of my earlier supporters early on. Him and I would talk a lot. I know, he's could be, I guess, a hot button issue for some, but he was always like at least a decent guy to me. So I see obviously he's still doing stuff, and I want to make sure I put out John out there because of course why wouldn't I not support John? He was a classy guy with me. Like I said, I like the word classy early on. Now, I don't know what his thoughts about me now are or or whatever, but I don't care because I could care less. But John's Sports Card and Collectibles. Next, Card Collector 2. I went to the channel. I just thought, you know what? This guy has a lot of subs. He has 82,600 subs. He's doing something right, guys. He has a lot of pictures and videos of like him shocked in his videos, and I think that's the new thing, and holding up cards and going, or like holding up a bunch of cards or open up a wax or a graded card with a question mark, like what is it going to be the grade? I think that's the cool thing to do now with the shocked surprises on your face. And so he's been doing that. I think he has his own, obviously his own channel, but I think he has a card shop. He does lots of box breaks and everything. But 82,600, obviously he's making most of you all look terrible with his channel by blowing you all out of the water. So there's that. I mean, here's the granddaddy of them all, the one everyone in this community loves and loves to hate, Jabs family. What's up, Jabs family? He don't get no love. I mean, look at the controversies that guy's caused over the years. I don't even remember what's his name? I can't even remember. Is it? It's like right on the tip of my tongue. It doesn't matter. He's Jabs family. He doesn't even have to have a first name. He could be like Prince and just becomes a symbol. But you have Jabs family. He's still doing videos hot and heavy. I just watched one of his videos again just to make sure he's still doing stuff. He sure is. He's still plugging away. Even after all the haters are out after him and all that jazz, he's still doing it. So good for him. Not everybody's a fan of his stuff. Not everybody was a fan of my stuff. But Jabs family, he needs to get some love. I'm putting out there just for the few people who might be living under a rock, who've never heard of Jabs family. Check him out, Jabs family. Next up, you could not go any. Oh, Jabs family also has 135,000 subscribers. A drop in the bucket for channels like my own. But there you go. And then you couldn't go any further on the other side of the spectrum than Jabs family than to Henry S. out of the great state of Oregon. He has 684 subs. Henry has been like the most amazing friend and supporter of my channel since, I don't even know, probably not day one, but close to it. He still comments on my videos as of yesterday. He's still doing it. I mean, Henry S. is a stand-up classic guy. He sent me a Christmas card. We say Christmas in this family. And this was awesome. Such an awesome guy. If you like through the mail, if you like postage and science fiction and space and sports cards and Goodwills and flea markets and all that jazz, Henry S. is your guy. Next up is TTM Autograph, TTM Troy, TTM Tony. This guy also, 3,210 subscribers, I believe. Another one, Troy's an awesome guy. Him and I have been friends since almost the beginning of my channel. I had reached out to Troy early on, and I think at first he was like, who's this guy who reached out to me? Because I was dedicated to his channel. He was the one who brought me in to the YouTube card community initially because he was big into autograph collecting through the mail, hence the name TTM Autograph. But he does not get enough love, and Henry, quite frankly. He needs to be in he is one of the original OGs. So there was like little OGs, and then there's the big O, capital OGs. And Troy is one of those guys. The fact that he's not even in and doesn't get the love he deserves is really a tragedy and a travesty. And he's classic. I'll say he's a classic, like a 57 Chevelle, if that's even a thing. I don't know. But again, the name is in the title of what he does is in the title of his name, TTM Autograph. He does a lot of stuff with autograph collecting, mostly sports cards. He does dabble in the entertainment realm, but mostly it's sports cards, baseball, football, hockey, basketball, even cornhole, bowling. And I know some of you guys up down south love your cornhole. So, you know, he does that a lot. Maybe that's his connection with a lot of you Southern guys. Next up is JP Wisco, baseball cards. Tony, my brother from another mother. Dude is a class act. He's been going strong for 3+ years. Also, he was one of the ones who found me because him and I had a lot of stuff in common with Japanese baseball cards when I was really into Japanese ball players, which was a focal point of my collection and my channel was, you know, Japanese ball players, Japanese cards, and that's what JP Wisco's really big into as well. Tony, I went and checked his channel. I can't honestly say I haven't watched it a lot in recent time, but he is still going strong. He just did a video 1 or 2 days ago, and he has 447 subs, which is criminal, quite frankly, because he's kind of like Alex Bowman, 53, but the Wisconsin version of him. You know, he talks a lot about vintage football, a lot of vintage baseball, but a lot of vintage Japanese ball cards. Such a great guy. He was one of the strongest, I guess I can say, friends or associates in this community that I had for a long time. Him and I would go live quite a bit, just talking about sports and Japan, and he was a great guy. He's one of the big losses in my life. It's just a hole in my heart where we used to be Tony JP Wisco, baseball collectors. I just went by I didn't realize his name was JP Wisco Baseball Cards. I just knew him as JP Wisco. Maybe that's something new-ish. And last but certainly not least is a hybrid, a guy who I've been watching since I left, but I used to watch when I was still in the community, is Because I'm Carlos with 4,720 subscribers. He is the only YouTuber I'm aware of who dabbles in everything that I like. He was initially, how I found him was sports cards. That's how I found him years ago. And then he's big into wrestling. He's an AEW fan, I believe, because he opens a lot of AEW products. He does lots of this videos and live streams talking about all kinds of sports cards collecting, like the state of the hobby. But he does lots of stuff with wrestling, which there's very few channels that do that, quite frankly. I do it at the level that Carlos does it on. So I like his stuff, and he does a good smattering of everything. So if you don't like the wrestling, you can watch him do the stuff about baseball or whatever. But he's still a guy that's very relevant in my viewing on YouTube. And I know I watched, he did a video not too long ago, I think just a couple of days ago, talking about the controversy of YouTube with some guy I don't even know. But it's funny because, shockingly, it's been quiet for a couple of years because I'm usually had been the one in the past causing the controversy with YouTube. And I'm glad that someone else has taken that mantle or whatnot and started some controversy. It has zero to do with Zombie Collector. So I just want to put it, Because I'm Carlos, great guy, great channel. I like that he keeps it, he's a straight shooter. I just like the fact that he, says his piece, he doesn't really care. He's always been kind of like, the YouTube Hall of Fame kind of stuff. And he called it out for what it is. It's a popularity contest, and that's really what it boils down to. I completely understand. I completely agree. It is what it is. I'm not here to crap on it. I think it serves its purpose, and if it's to help bring channels like Hardball Crazy, JP Wisco, BDK, Because I'm Carlos, TTM Autograph, and Henry S., if I can put any exposure on those guys, it's well worth it. If it's my little 15-minute video, those guys deserve to have more eyeballs on their channels. Those other guys for kicks and giggles. But I hope everybody can appreciate the little wink and a nod to some of the stuff, because I have to be kind of spicy every once in a while. But guys, I really appreciate it. For the few people, my mom, who will watch this video, I thank you all for your time, and I hope it will bring some genuine acknowledgement of a handful of these channels who definitely deserve a glance, a view, and maybe even a sub. If you like their content, I would highly recommend giving them a shot. It will not be, I believe you will not be disappointed. They're all great guys and very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, just guys that are genuine. It's hard to find people in this world in today's age that you got to find genuine dudes. These are genuine dudes. I can vouch for all these guys except for that middle section, if you know what I mean. So until next time, guys, I thank you all for watching. And FKA, formerly known as Zombie Collector, is out. Peace.